of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
I'm Rose Ruhal, owner of your local Visiting Angels office. We're now offering personalized in-home care to Christian and Shelby counties. Find out more by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You can find the streams on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. Well, here is the Illinois State Treasurer, Michael Frericks. It's great to have you back, Treasurer.
Avery, great to be back again. I know it sounds a little late, but Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I know it's been since before the holidays since we talked last, and you have had a lot going on in the State Treasurer's office, so let's dive right into it. First up, let's go into the timely angle here. There's an important application period open through the end of the month. Tell me a little bit about this charitable trust program.
Yeah, this is a program that we did not start in legislation, but when I took office, we conducted an audit, discovered that it was not making any grants. It was bringing in money, but not putting any money out. So we set it up with a board, and the Charitable Trust Program offers an excellent opportunity for small nonprofit organizations to have an even greater impact on the people they serve. We know that when we work with these nonprofits, many of which are faith-based, they work with volunteers, they solicit other donations, we can have a much greater impact working together than the state can by itself. So these grants will play an important role in helping organizations fulfill their missions of feeding, employing, and training people in need.
How much money is available?
Well, for this grant cycle, up to $200,000 is available. The maximum award is $20,000 for each organization. And these decisions are made by an independent 11-member committee, which oversees the management and guidelines of the fund and will select the grant recipients. The deadline is coming up quickly, though. The application period is open through March 31st.
Tell me a little bit about the background of this grant program. I understand established in 2017. How much money has overall been distributed?
We have given out nearly $4 million. Been given awards to 192 nonprofit organizations through this fund. This came about because there were larger nonprofits who realized there were small nonprofits doing great things for our state, doing great things for their communities, but just were struggling. And they basically levied a tax on themselves. So this is not funded with personal property taxes, or personal taxes or property taxes. This comes from fees that nonprofits pay to the Attorney General's office annually, and we administer it. They want to help out those smaller nonprofits with operating budgets of less than $1 million a year, make a real impact and change lives of people in our state.
What should those smaller nonprofits remember, or anything they should do when they fill out this application?
Well, we encourage them to go to our website, find out what's necessary. We've tried to make this as easy for them as possible. We know that a lot of these smaller nonprofits don't have professional grant writers on staff, so we've tried to make it an easy process. If they can tell us a story about how they're going to use this money to help feed people in need, house them, or give them access to skills or job training they'll need to be self-sufficient, those are the kind of organizations we're looking to fund. And so if any of your listeners out there know of any nonprofits that fit that definition, please go to illinoistreasurer.gov.
Mr. Treasurer, one of the things that you are very, very much always paying attention to, you're trying to return unclaimed property. One of the things that you are very in tune with is returning those rightful military medals to their proper owners, whether that's the person or their family members. Recently, you were able to return one of those coveted medals. What medal were you able to return? Tell me about this story.
Avery, thank you very much. This is a great story. It's one of the highlights of my time as state treasurer. When I came into office, I went down to our vault. I found a display case of interesting items that were found in safe deposit boxes. And one of those things that caught my eye was a Purple Heart. Obviously, I've seen pictures of them, but hadn't seen one in person before. asked some questions and said, why do we have this in a display case? Why don't we track down the rightful owner? Basically, I deputized some of my unclaimed property staff to search the internet, to scour public records, and try to return these Purple Hearts. To date, we've reunited 8 Purple Hearts with their owners or their heirs. And we were able to do one just recently to the family of Army Specialist Kenneth R. Wiest. He was from downstate O'Fallon, Illinois. I got to meet 3 of his daughters. Unfortunately, Specialist Wiest has since passed away, but was able to get that medal back into the warm embrace of family and out of the cold recesses of a vault in Springfield.
Wow. So you were able to track him down. You mentioned how you deputized your staff to track down public records. And I mean, how would you characterize the journey that it took to find this Purple Heart? It's only one of 8 you've ever been able to return. So how would you characterize the journey for this one?
Yeah, so this was a long journey, required lots of conversations. I think there are some people who are very skeptical of phone calls from state government. They might feel that there's a scam involved. Sometimes people go off and serve their country. They serve their country, put themselves in great harm, become injured. They may see their colleagues, their fellow soldiers gunned down, and a lot of these people come back and they don't want to talk about that time. It's been surprising. You think someone who receives such a high honor would be proud of it. And I think they are, but there's a lot of trauma that comes with it. We ran into one daughter who was unaware her father had earned a Purple Heart. I got to return one Purple Heart to a man who served in Vietnam, and when I started talking about it, it was clear he just had too many painful memories, just couldn't talk about it. In this case, with Kenneth Wiest, his kids knew that he had served in Vietnam. He had also been helpful to our country during Desert Storm, being deployed in a civilian role in the Middle East. But he didn't talk much about how he earned his Purple Heart. His kids didn't really have much idea. They knew he had one. But these can be really tough to return because they don't have your name engraved on them. You don't have the field of conflict where you earn this Purple Heart. The federal government doesn't keep a database of Purple Heart recipients. And so it really depends how much other information is available in that safe deposit box.
You still have more Purple Hearts to return too. Quite a mission when you are considering everything that you have to do to return just one.
Yes, I mean we've gotten very close on another one, but this individual has not been returning our phone calls. My friend has moved out of state. He is living off the grid, and it's been very difficult to return. But we still have at least 10 Purple Hearts in our possession, and we encourage your listeners out there, if they like these stories, to see if they can be of help. We have information available on our website at illinoistreasurer.gov. We have information. We have names. So you can find a list of names associated with the bank safe deposit box that we found these Purple Hearts in. Now, I'll warn your listeners, these might not be the names of the Purple Heart awardee, because sometimes a soldier comes back for war and they're young and they may be transient for a while. Sometimes they give them to a parent and a parent puts in a safe deposit box, or maybe a friend or relative for safekeeping. But if you could help us track down the person who rented that box, hopefully will ultimately result in reuniting someone with this high honor that they earned.
And recently, since the start of the new year, by recently, I should say that you have made it easier for people to check if there is unclaimed property outside of just Purple Hearts. That includes, could be money even. Tell me about the improvements that you've made to your iCash website.
Yeah, a couple of big things we're excited about. One is a new share function on our website. It serves as an additional tool to help our office return unclaimed property. So many people have no idea that they have unclaimed property waiting for them. So we're glad that friends and relatives now can lend a hand in telling them. They can go on our website, search for relatives, search for friends, and they find when there's a share feature on our website. Now, the second one is a lot of people have jobs during the day, and they can't call in during regular business hours. And so we have a chat feature if someone wants to call at strange hours or so. It's an automated chatbot available to anyone visiting the iCash website during and outside of normal business hours. So it's capable of responding in English or Spanish. We have named this chatbot Abe. I don't think it's a big secret how we picked that name, but it provides an interactive way for people to obtain information when they ask short, simple questions about unclaimed property.
All right. And more information at IllinoisTreasurer.gov/iCash. That is Illinois Treasurer Michael Frericks here at the WTIM Morning Show. More from him after this short break here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat all in the red at this hour. May corn 6.29 down 5 1/4. July corn down 5 1/2. 6.12 1/4. September corn 5.64 1/4 down 4 1/2. May beans down 2 1/4. 14.74 1/4. July beans 14.56 down 5 1/4. August beans down 6 3/4. 14.12. May Chicago wheat 696 1/2 down 14. July wheat down 13. 706 1/2. May bean meal 461.30 down 470. May bean oil 57.96 up $0.50. Livestock market, March feeders 189.45 up 60 cents. April live cattle up a nickel 162.37. April lean hogs 78.45 down $1.42. In the energy market, April crude oil 65.70 down $1.04. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Does your bank offer rewards on your qualified signature-based debit card purchases? If not, then we need to talk. Hi, this is McKenna Duggar with People's Bank and Trust. Join the growing number of our customers who are earning cash back on all qualifying debit card purchases. You already use your debit card. Now make it work for you with Save by Spending rewards from People's Bank and Trust. Earning rewards is as easy as shop, sign, and save. Call 888-PBT-1954 and find out more about our Save by Spending rewards program today. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hello, I'm Dick Adams, the new Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. From helping Taylorville and Pana establish and promote their industrial parks to constant communication with existing and prospective employers, our ongoing work has helped grow and attract many businesses. Funding comes from both public and private sources and is vital to continuing our work toward attracting more jobs. Find out more online at christiancountyedc.org.
This announcement donated by the Miller Media Group.
Hi, this is Jared White, host of Central Illinois Outdoors, inviting you to find us on the internet. We are up and running at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. You can jump on there to find our Catch of the Week segment. Also, our archive shows. After they air on the weekend, you can find them every Monday at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. So listen when you can. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search Central Illinois Outdoors. Central Illinois Outdoors on Facebook or at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. We'll see you there.
By leveraging sustainable carbon management solutions like Navigator CO2's Heartland Greenway, ethanol facilities can make substantial progress toward carbon reduction objectives. Learn more on how they're partnering with ethanol producers across the Corn Belt. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation aims to foster, promote, and stimulate economic development. They're here to help your business grow. Find out more on the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station. WTIM.
It's the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper, your host. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville. You'll always do better with Landmark. People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frericks on the phone. It's great to have the state treasurer here once a month to talk about all the things going on with the office of the Illinois State Treasurer. One of the things that has happened over the past few months, Illinois Secure Choice hit a major milestone. What was that milestone, Mr. Treasurer?
Well, we have helped workers in Illinois save over $100 million for their retirement. Now, this is something that is great for individuals in the state of Illinois, but it's also great for our state. When people are saving money for their own retirement, they'll be able to, much more likely to be able to enjoy their golden years, to not live in poverty, to have retirement with dignity. But they'll also be much less likely to be reliant on state safety net programs, helping all of us. This is something that everyone knows they need to do, but too many people put it off, and we think we found a way to help them do that.
What does Illinois Secure Choice do for someone who is saving for retirement?
So yeah, we find that there's a high correlation between workplace retirement savings options and people's actually saving for retirement. If someone has an option at their workplace, they are 15 times more likely to save for retirement than someone who doesn't. It's just because it's easy if you have automatic payroll deduction. In Secure Choice cases, that money comes out of your paycheck, goes right into your own individually managed Roth IRA. So the state doesn't manage these funds for people who are worried about that. We just facilitate something that everyone knows they need to do. And then those individuals can determine how much risk or how conservative they want to be with their investments. And hopefully they will build themselves up a nice little nest egg so when it comes time to retire, they won't have to work until their 80s. They'll have something they'll be able to live on.
And I understand it's about a 5% contribution for roughly over 100,000 workers. That's just since you accomplished the 100 million. I'm sure it's a little bit more from that. That is quite the accomplishment. $100 million for 117,000 workers. I guess I don't really have a question for that other than just to say that that's a fantastic accomplishment.
I just say, and it's growing every day. So this year we're going to be signing up lots more workers. So now employers with between 15 and 5 employees will start signing up their employees. For the employee, they are automatically enrolled, but they have the ability to opt out. If an individual worker that says, hey, I need every penny of my paycheck to pay bills, to get through the day, they can opt out. If they say 5% is too high, they can shift to 3 or 2. They can shift to whatever percent they want. Or if they feel like 5% is not enough to get me on the path I want to be, to have a safe and secure retirement, they can increase that amount. So there's flexibility here, whether they participate, at what level they participate. But when you automatically enroll them and get them started, what we find is most people continue with the program. All they need is that nudge to get started, because everyone knows you can go out and find a financial advisor and write a check and start saving in a Roth IRA, but they find excuses to put it off. You know, like right now, we're in the middle of spring break. I'd like to save for my retirement, but I want to take my kids on a nice spring break trip. Or then maybe in a month or so, I'm going to start saving for a summer vacation. Then they're back to school expenses. Then the holidays come around, and people put it off and put it off. But Avery, I like to tell people one of the most powerful forces in the universe is inertia. That a body in motion tends to stay in motion, but a body at rest tends to stay at rest. If someone has not started saving for retirement, it's really difficult to get started. Once they've started, it's easy to keep it going, and that's what Illinois Secure Choice does.
Thank you very much for that, Treasurer. One more thing I wanted to address before I let you go. The Cream of the Crop photo contest beginning very soon. This week, in fact. Tell me about the Cream of the Crop photo contest.
Yeah, we are opening up now the Cream of the Crop photo contest. We encourage young people to go out and take pictures of rural life, take pictures of farms and fields, submit them for this contest. Christian County has had a good history of winners coming out, so we'd like to make sure that young people are taking their cameras out and taking pictures of what modern agriculture means to them. They can submit up to 2 electronic photographs. The winners chosen in 3 age-based categories between the ages of 8 and 10, 11 to 14, and 15 to 18. But the students must submit their photos by June 12th. So there's time out there. But I find right now, as those shoots are just starting to come out of the ground, or maybe as that frost might still be outside, as cattle are out eating or drinking, is still some great pictures to take. You don't have to wait until planting season to get out amongst the farms and fields.
And they can register or submit at creamofthecropcontest.com, correct?
Correct. They can go there, submit us 2 photographs. We've had more than 500 students participate in this contest before. They submitted nearly 1,000 photos, and we're looking forward to seeing some great photos again.
Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frerichs, thank you so much.
Avery, thank you very much. You have a great day.
You too.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107